Stockholm Syndrome is not real. It is a real psychiatric phenomenon that people use to describe other psychiatric diagnoses. Not invalidating people's trauma by using the correct terminology. In fact, you are invalidating that woman who got held captive for 6 days and her trauma by using that term.
Tomato. Who cares? Let's address the actual issue here. What's going on with y'all?
Never talk to the police. Their job is to escalate situations. There exists what's called a resource officer.
I just thought it was funny that you're facing a hostage allegations
and you're like, do not talk to the cops. Like, how convenient for you that your hostage has the same belief system of not talking to the cops, your alleged hostage.
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gays, where we take on insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? Make sure you join as a member because we reacted to My Strange Addictions, and this week we're going to be roasting iCrust.
Krusty. We're going to do a deep dive on Krusty.
iCrust.
Which you should know by now if you've been watching our videos loyally. You'll know who that is, and if you don't, then you're not loyal.
Yeah.
But also, go, if I remember, I'm going to put in the description, go rate our podcast on Spotify. We're trying to grow on there as well, so not just on YouTube. Even if you're going to keep watching on Spotify, on YouTube, just go rate on
just
Spotify.
Rate it. Just vote. You know that. I already know I'm out, so just vote.
Who said that?
I don't
Ariana?
know. No, that was like a girl in a Jubilee video.
Oh, okay.
And she was like getting voted out. And she's like, just vote. I already know I'm out, so just vote. Okay.
Anyway, we're going to check in with the hostage.
Okay.
Remember who that is?
The hostage.
The queer couple that's just a dude and a girl.
And he really wanted oysters because the estrogen or something. I don't know. That's what I remember.
So for context, this is a queer TikTok couple. It's a man and a woman, but they both claim some kind of trans, non-binary or whatever.
Yeah.
But we don't accept their identity.
Basically, it's a straight couple or a bi couple.
Yeah.
Who is claiming a lot of things.
And I'm sorry, like if you're you're still a bi individual, but if you're in a heterosexual couple,
that's not open.
It's not a queer couple.
Unless you're open and you're like, well, then it's not really a couple.
Then we're not doing that today.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is it's not a queer couple. Even if you are a bisexual person, you're in a heterosexual couple, heterosexual relationship.
It is a heterosexual couple.
Anyway, I'm going to insert a clip of our previous coverage of them so people, if they know, that they'll be up to speed, because then we're going to get to the tea. We're going to react to this TikTok couple that insists they're a queer couple. And
brother.
Oh, brother, this guy
stinks. God.
Tell me what you notice about these individuals.
One has a vagina and one has a
No spoilers. Spoiler alert.
It's not a spoiler. You can probably see the bulge from a mile away.
No matter how we twist the language, we are still in a heteronormative relationship is hilarious because we're using very, very straightforward and simple.
Your face. We have
your hair. Just because you dye your hair like a 4th of July popsicle does not make you queer.
Y'all caring about the marks and the bruises and stuff means the world to us, but so many of y'all didn't know the basis and the perspective of it. We were more so highlighting the fact that people think that BDSM is akin to abuse, and there's quite a few of you out there. Grow up. The concern isn't vanilla, but doubling down after and trying to be a white knight of the situation is weird. If y'all want Jack's perspective, understand we talk about every line before we film it, but you can see them very active in all of the comment sections and when we're live as well.
The hostage has bruises.
Oh my God.
This isn't funny anymore. This is scary.
Oh my God. Now, look, obviously it's possible that she's into that.
But when you look at the totality of the circumstance.
It doesn't look good. We'll just say it doesn't look good, man. You got to let your bitch speak, bro. Like, you can't just be...
So wait, here's the thing that he uses. He uses the fact that her TikTok account replies to comments and says, no, it's fine. And it's like, dude, you could just be running.
Chained up on the side of the bed, like sleeping, probably duct taped feet together. And he's on the phone, like pretending to be, I got to stop. We're going to get sued.
Okay. So all this, right? They've now explained the like mysterious bruises and all this other things, and they're like facing the hostage allegations.
Yeah.
What do you think the best way to convince people you're not a hostage is? And
I think if I were the girl, I would get on my personal TikTok and start making TikToks of me speaking.
yes, where you actually speak.
Yeah.
And we know you're not just
I would use my mouth.
instead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it like that. I would use my mouth to get out of a hostage situation.
Why? Because they want to give you back?
Probably the minute I started talking. Yeah. Do you actually think Spencer Pratt has a chance at winning? Because there are people who are lying to me and they're like, oh, I think Spencer Pratt's going to win. And I'm like,
I mean, listen, I kind of doubt it, but the fact that it's even a chance is crazy. Is such a vibe shift. And I think I'm not unhappy about. But according to our channel partners at Kalshi, people think there is a 26% chance that Spencer Pratt could win and actually be the next mayor of Los Angeles. Of course, Karen Bass has a 69% chance, giggity, and the other candidate has about 5%. But I think it's cool. I think it's really exciting. I'll be following along. I've got the Kalshi app on my phone. They send you live updates and notifications. Lots of exciting markets happening over there. And Kalshi is the first CFTC-regulated exchange dedicated to trading on the outcome of future events. So if you want to get in on the excitement and the action, if you're in LA or really anywhere, go ahead and download the app and just use code BRADP when you sign up or click the link in the description. And who knows, maybe he'll win. And if not, something else exciting will be happening soon. Now back to the show. Anyway, they decided to go with this tactic to convince everybody that she's not a hostage and that nothing weird is happening here at all. They made a video about how Stockholm Syndrome isn't real.
oh my God. All right. Let's roll
it's like
it.
when you see a fat who's like, fat is healthy.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with extra calories.
It's not real, or if it's real, it would be your situation.
The lady doth protest.
Can you define Stockholm Syndrome for them, not for me?
Oh, yeah, no.
I know what it is.
Well, I actually don't know. Maybe it's not a real thing, but it's colloquially just when you're identify with your abuser or your captive.
Okay.
And you feel like, no, wait, we are in love.
I was getting it confused with Munchausen.
No, that's different.
That's Gypsy Rose situation.
Yes.
Yes.
But Stockholm Syndrome is like you get kidnapped and then you end up thinking you're in love with the person that kidnapped you and that you are in a happy relationship. And so you don't realize you're a victim.
Sounds eerily familiar to my dating life.
Okay, not too much. None of them kidnapped you last time I checked.
No, because I willingly.
Have you ever seen the Trisha Paytas clip?
I mean, if somebody did kidnap me,
you'd be like, wait, they must really like me.
Oh. I actually was thinking the other day, it's like when somebody says they used you for your body, and it's like, but wait, they used you for your body.
That means they think I'm hot.
Yeah, that means okay, out of all the bodies, you use me for mine.
Have you ever seen the Trisha Paytas clip where she just casually mentions, oh yeah, I've been kidnapped 3 times,
yeah,
and then moves along?
Have you ever seen the clip of her where she was arguing that she's a man?
Yeah, I've seen all the clips of her.
Yeah, she's had a lot of lore.
I will say this, I don't believe in monarchy, but if we made her queen, I wouldn't be mad about it. But just like a ceremonial queen.
It depends on what phase of her life she was in, I think.
The current?
I think the current would be fine.
Yeah.
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 Maybe not the crack phase.
No.
Didn't she do crack, allegedly? I don't know. She said she tried heroin or something when she was in that clip.
My favorite thing is how she
I think she's just doing a bit.
Totally.
Yeah.
She just blatantly lies. She'd be like, this is my first time having a chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
and there's 10 videos of her having
eating a chicken sandwich. Yeah. All right, let's roll the clip.
Oh, yeah, wait, we're not supposed to be talking about
Trisha.
The hostage.
Stockholm Syndrome is not real. You could have just clicked the search or Googled it, but don't trust the AI search on there because it just pulls up all the pseudoscience that comes up. Don't get us wrong, it is a real psychiatric phenomenon that people use to describe other psychiatric diagnoses. But it's never been recreated in a scientific setting, which you need to classify it as a real diagnosis within, say, the DSM-5, which it's not. What most people are attempting to describe when they talk about Stockholm Syndrome would be trauma bonds or even a fawn response, but trauma bonds are not bonding over shared trauma like most people think. Don't take our word for it. When this term was coined, it was used to discredit a woman who was held captive in a bank for 6 days and did not want the police to escalate the situation because she feared for her life, not because she had fallen in love with the person who took her hostage. We're not invalidating people's trauma by using the correct terminology. In fact, you are invalidating that woman who got held captive for 6 days and her trauma by using that term.
Tomato, tomato. Who cares? Let's address the actual issue here. What's going on with y'all?
Well, that's the thing.
Why are we arguing over the definitions of words? Clearly, like, whether or not Stockholm Syndrome is in the DSM, it's like, okay, well, is it a trauma bond that she is bonded to you on? Because that's what we're asking.
We're asking if she's a captive.
We're asking if she's okay. Okay? That's
Like,
what's happening.
Maybe why don't you just let her speak?
She might not be a captive, but we want to know that she is okay.
And that's the thing that's so... I'm you know me. I'm not against a little being pedantic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And being like, well,
yeah, Brad is actually, that's not the definition.
I am that a little.
Actually, there's an exception to that.
But
Yeah.
I get that. But in this case, and I looked this up, it's true that it's not a real diagnosis.
Yeah.
But it describes a real psychological phenomenon
Right.
that mental health experts and advocates do know is real. It's just not a diagnosed disorder or disease.
I'm sure there's plenty of other behaviors that are not diagnosed as a
Doesn't
mental
mean it's
disorder.
not
It doesn't mean it's not
real.
real. It just means it's not like a psychiatric disorder that gets treated.
And
as
that
a
is
mental
officially
illness.
diagnosed. It's
Right.
It's still a real phenomenon.
But also, who cares?
Also,
if
it's like, again, when people think you're holding your girlfriend captive, the worst way to defeat those allegations is to have her like a hostage, not
actually,
speaking.
the term you use to define captivity isn't real. So your point is moot.
It's like, imagine if you're like, actually, I don't have slaves. They're
Yeah.
indentured servitude.
No,
servants.
literally. Yeah.
Like,
that's what it is.
it's
They're like, the term slavery actually was built to oppress this person. So they're really just servants that can't leave. Like that's literally what it is.
You're like, actually, you can't find the term slavery.
Actually,
in any
that term
dictionary.
is very problematic. So really, I just have them chained in a basement, but they're not slaves, and they can only come out to mop my floors. But they're not slaves because that's very problematic.
Oh my gosh, I really do find this couple like actually eerie, and I'm genuinely kind of concerned.
And they
then-
live near Lake Erie.
No, they don't.
I don't know.
Is Lake Erie near Grand Rapids?
Isn't it?
No.
Aren't the Great
Narrator,
Lakes?
no.
Well, it's nearer
It's
than
near
it
the
is
Great
to here.
Lakes, right? Isn't Lake Erie part of the Great Lakes?
It is.
Those
And
are
isn't-
actually quite far apart.
I don't give a. Okay, you're near
They
the Great
live in
Lakes.
Grand Rapids?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well,
Isn't
Oh.
that scary?
Where's
we
Lake
could see
Erie?
them.
we should meet them.
No, I don't want to meet them. I don't want to end up another super non-Stockholm.
Brad's gonna be in the video like
Oh man, we're in a throuple,
with new hair.
but I'm just not allowed to talk.
Yeah. Oh,
That'd
where
be
are our
great.
wigs?
I know we need to bring the wigs. We've had a
Yeah.
couple complaints that we've done the Latino videos without
Without
a
the
wig.
wigs, I know.
Terrible.
Well, that's really a betrayal.
We're gonna make no money this week because we didn't do a Lily Tino.
I
video.
know. Become a member to support us because we
Yeah.
can't be milking Lily Tino every week, or then it just
No.
becomes fan behavior.
Yeah.
It already is.
Yeah.
but-
Too late.
Yeah, too late. So this next video, again, not helping him beat the allegations. The
He made
video
another
is
one.
oh the other video. Yes, he made another video explaining why you should never talk to the police.
Oh, okay. Okay. Was he looking at her?
I don't wait. I don't. I think
He
she's
probably plays these videos back to her. He's like,
Listen to this. Do not talk to the police.
just so crazy. It's like the most sketchy things
I-
you could say in this context.
yeah, this is uncomfy.
All right, let's watch.
Never talk to the police. Their job is to escalate situations, but if you absolutely have to, if your life is in danger, your safety, your surroundings, the people you care about are in danger, or you need to file a paper trail that you will follow up with, you kind of have to. But there exists what's called a resource officer who is usually associated with your local hospital, who is trained and who is a licensed mental health clinician who will likely either go on ride-alongs with local PD or address situations by themselves with official capacity. These are people whose literal job is de-escalation, while cops' only job is to escalate.
Yeah, I don't really believe that necessarily is true. Like, actually, I think a lot of cops probably do de-escalate a lot of situations.
The job of a cop is not to escalate. The job of a cop is to figure out what the is going on.
And not to
make
say,
sure
like,
that
obviously police not above criticism or
No,
reform or anything
no.
like that. But this is like, just generic, anti-police, like leftist, like, don't talk to the police.
Somebody actually is robbing my house. Do you have a resource officer available?
Also, like, isn't a resource officer still a cop?
I don't know.
If they're referring to, like,
I mean,
an officer.
yeah, I doubt that. I don't know. This is just stupid.
But I just thought it was funny that you're facing a hostage allegations
and you're like, do not talk to the cops. Like, how convenient for you that your hostage has the same belief system of not talking to the cops, your alleged hostage.
Also, it's like, if you call the cops, they'll escalate.
It's like, actually, you might. It seems like you might be the one that likes to escalate.
If there was ever a time to call the cops, it's this.
Yeah, and also, like, escalated situations with cops, it's more likely they're going to happen if you have that belief system where you think all cops are trying to escalate the situation, because then you're starting it like in an adversarial way. So I don't think that this logic checks out very much.
It doesn't. And then I did pull one more video from this person. Let's see. Oh,
I love how it's just singular now. Like, we're just the hostage. It's like
she
one more
never
video. One more video from this person.
It's just his account.
Yeah, I mean, slaves
Are they
don't
ever not standing directly next to each
they're
other.
always doing that. They're always.
Do we think she might be like a very lifelike ventriloquist
No,
doll? Like, she's like right there.
I
the
mean,
whole
she does
time.
have like hair that reminds me of a.
Okay, but
Ventriloquist
also he
doll.
says the main guy in it says they have an OF. What?
They.
No, that. He says they have an OF and that Jax participates but doesn't show their bits.
See? Ventriloquist doll.
Maybe. Jax, blink twice if you're real.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I just think it's funny. Yeah, slaves didn't have rights, so neither does Jax.
This is concerning. It's just so deadpan in every
This
video.
is all
into the
alleged,
camera.
by the way.
We should do. We should make a skit video, like where we're like set up like that,
and we talk.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's genius. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Okay. Anyway,
do a green screen, and then like when he talks, then we talk next to him.
This
where he's like, don't talk to cops, and then we're standing next. Wait, what?
Wait, can we just talk about the fact? It's weird to me that you haven't made a TikTok about these people.
I know,
because they're like TikTok infamous.
Can you say? You got to send me it.
Oh my god!
Just send me their ad.
Cut.
I know.
I want them to like make a video responding to us or something.
Maybe if I make a video on TikTok, they might.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just
do not send Clarkson Lawson to my page.
Yeah, I've got the cloud.
When we get a soundboard eventually, we need to put that on the.
I have a soundboard. We just have to. We already have enough tech issues.
Oh my god, time blindness, ADHD, ADA, whatever. All right. This last video, he just addresses a bunch of allegations against him. I guess I don't know. Let's watch. Because apparently, yeah.
And that's about time. He was talking about definitions of words and. We were waiting for you to address this.
Shocker, he has allegations. Not that,
Oh, not with the girl. These are new allegations.
Yeah.
Like, because one of our members slept with him.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, bro, I'm sorry, that's the biggest L.
I mean, I have no room to talk.
You've never done anything that bad.
Well.
Ah!
Clarkson! We'll just play the video.
Okay.
All I heard was gag.
Not the producer gagging when I put it up full screen.
Ah!
You do!
No, I do not have a 10-year-old bastard son that I do not take care of. No, me and Jax did not start dating when they were 17.
Wait. Thanks for clearing up these allegations.
I didn't think that was the case, but now that you've brought it up, I believe you're lying.
I don't. I feel, I think that probably they
probably met when she was 18 in a day.
I don't know.
I mean, that's probably not true, but I just don't believe anything.
I have no reason to believe these allegations, but it's just like crazy when you just open up a video like this.
I just feel like these types of performative males they always have some freaky skeletons in their closet. So I don't know.
Don't you mean performative
Non-binaries?
Non-binaries.
Yeah, I guess he is really giving non-binary in this. Like, what's the brand bra of that?
I don't
He
want to look
does need
that close.
I mean,
But it's just from the food.
I think
Tommy
I have
Hilfiger.
It's Tommy Hilfiger?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually know, I dated Tommy Hilfiger's cousin in middle school. Hi, Colin. Hope you're doing good. She's married now.
Oh, I thought it was a boy, and I was like,
No,
wait,
no, no, no.
what?
I think I could fill that bra better than him. Yeah?
Okay, let's watch
I
the
guess I'm
video.
non-binary.
We've known each other for 4 years. They're about to turn 26. And even though I failed math consistently, even I know that that doesn't add up. 26 minus 4 is 22. Stockholm Syndrome isn't real. You're just a misogynist. They're the dom. What? Nothing's being forced over here except for my tits into this sports bra that's about a size too small for me. And y'all really just gotta stop believing everything you see on the internet, especially when people tell you what to feel about then what you believe. You're being manipulated.
Huh?
Again, like we always say, you can just not
We're being
like us. It's a
manipulated.
lot easier just to go, I hate those people, than to go, I hate them for whatever else
take
you
you
could
up on
think
that.
of. Stop that. Get some help.
I hate those people.
I don't. I hate one of
Actually,
those people.
I dislike them.
I don't hate is too strong a word.
Yeah.
I
don't
have
know.
criminal concerns about these people.
I actually, like, if I'm being dead ass, I don't think that it's actually like a hostage situation. That's just kind of like,
That's like I would say it's 90% of
I
it.
think it's just probably like a traumatized girl who latched on to an abusive guy and he's very controlling. And it's just one of those situations where he goes after very vulnerable young people, or just vulnerable people in general. And he's just seems like a pretty
I'm not gonna say that I think it's actually like you don't actually need to call the police or whatever, but there's something very uncanny about it, and I think there's a non-zero chance that we are observing an abusive dynamic.
Yes, I agree. I just don't think the abuse is akin to.
I don't
like,
think
a
she's
hostage
literally a
situation.
hostage. That is a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
That is a meme.
I just wanted to make that clear.
But
I
they're
do
also
think
like
there's-
not helping. They're like doing everything they possibly could to bolster those allegations.
Yeah. I
So-
mean, he just seems like a like abusive prick of a guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, of a day. All right, we're gonna go to our comments. Producer, what do we got?
If you guys go on tour and don't come to New York or a surrounding state, I will have a medically significant stroke.
Oh. As opposed to a non-medically significant stroke?
Well, yeah, I don't know. We would have to go to a very populated place because we're not popular enough to go to small towns.
I know.
Yeah.
This is the same individual that wanted you to tell them what was wrong with their bodies.
Oh, that could be part of the live tour events. We take volunteers from the audience.
Where I tell them, I would rather tell you what's wrong with your life.
Really read them.
Those that can't do teach. We've been over this.
Y'all, I don't know if y'all saw the faces I was making at him. Like,
no, but I think I can get a good read on people very easily. I think I'm a little bit psychic. So.
We should put out.
I'll practice my psychic abilities on you guys on tour.
We should put out a poll and see how many people we could actually get in a major metro area.
Yeah, I think we could do that.
Because I would really love to do it.
Next one is a throwback to earlier. I'm convinced Normal Gaze Brad and Solo Channel Brad are two different people.
Yes. Yeah. Also, they're like increasingly diverging ever more.
Yeah, because I'm not really friends with regular Brad.
Oh my!
I'm friends.
He
with
certainly
Normal
doesn't watch the content.
Well, that's because regular Brad isn't Brad. Like this is you in real life, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still me.
It
it's
is
just
you,
my
but it's like it's not like when we hang out. That's not you.
No, of course
yeah,
not.
so like,
you're like news.
Like news, serious.
I don't know what's with the video games defensiveness, Brad. Sounds like there's a backstory.
Because you said something shady about video games or playing video games, and I was like, not all video game people.
Oh, because Brad plays
video
games.
games.
Yeah,
but like, not a lot, and not like dorky video.
I mean,
games.
not a lot.
No, honestly, I like video games. I just don't play them. And my mom, I do think there is a intersection between people who are like addicted to video games and like a little socially weird.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my god! Wait! My mom. This is actually a really good idea.
Tea.
So my mom she works in HR, and they do like very advanced personality tests.
She's an executive coach for like
So she had me
massive-
take it, and my scores for interpersonal, what is it?
interpersonal skills
I got a 0
out of 100.
out
That
of
is not
100.
surprising at all.
0.
0.
That actually makes me feel better because sometimes
You're like, is it me?
I yell at Brad and I feel bad, but actually
you're
I'm kind
violating
of
the-
doing like a public service because he's learning.
That's a violation
Clearly
of the
not.
ADA.
If I still have a 0.
Yeah, I guess not. I want to take it.
Yeah, but that's what
that's what we're
sorry,
gonna
that's
do.
where I was going. For members only, we could have you take it, and then my mom could go over your results.
Oh, that would be great.
Because she does this. This is like very expensive, but she can do
Yeah.
it for us for free.
Yeah.
But,
I
like,
want to do
I
it
don't
like
think it's
tonight.
free, but
Well, it's close to free.
I'll pay for it. I don't
it's
care.
really-
I
oh, no,
love,
no, no,
I
no.
love hearing
She'll
about
do it.
myself.
and then it'll be a good episode.
This is like an astrology reading. Like I'll pay
No.
for that.
yes, she'll
It
do.
is not like that because it's actually scientific
Ah.
and evidence based. But
It'll be great.
okay,
The next one is explaining to Clarkson about disabilities again.
wait, more?
Yeah.
Read it.
Clarkson, that's not bipolar. Respectfully, you have mild symptoms of
read this.
borderline. It's probably subclinical. But it is very possible to have long, healthy relationships if you get with somebody who can handle you.
Well, who's that going to be?
I read that comment
The
and
crocodile hunter.
I mean, I don't really know a lot about borderline personality.
Doctor, does you think he has borderline?
No.
Okay.
I do not think he has borderline personality disorder.
I don't really believe in the subclinical thing. Like, oh, it can't be diagnosed, but you have similarities to it. It's like, no,
Oh,
you're
that's
just human.
Especially a personality disorder, you can't really
Yeah.
have a subclinical personality
No,
disorder.
That's
like,
giving
that doesn't-
TikTok diagnosis.
Yeah, it's like I want the diagnosis, but I don't fully
Oh,
meet
and
the criteria.
subclinical sounds better than faking it.
Yeah.
Like-
I'm not a psychiatrist.
I'm not either. Well,
oh
usually
wait,
there-
really? You're not?
actually, I am.
There's a lot more acting out, and then like
I mean, we get some acting out.
and then
I mean, I
you're
did
like,
move here within a week and broke my lease, and I don't know. Maybe that's
It's
just
more
mania.
like, so Brad one moment would be like your best friend, he'd be the best thing in the world, and then the next moment he would be like the worst.
that happens
in
a
the world.
lot.
I was gonna say that's his.
I just keep it under wraps.
That's the long stretches between when he replies to my text or not. He's seething.
Yeah, that's what it is.
This individual talks about the great sex they're having, blistering hot sex.
Excuse me, what?
Then the person hurts your feelings somehow, and you instantly decide, F them. They betrayed me. Do they not even love me? This person's just.
Wait, can you read the comment?
That's what it is.
That's what the comment is?
Let's see. The risk you're running most of the time is getting invested super quickly, having blistering hot sex. Then
Oh,
the
me.
person hurts your feelings somehow, and you instantly decide, F them. They betrayed me. Do they
Oh,
not
this is the
even
same
love
comment.
me?
Oh, is this the same one as the?
This is
Yeah.
the bipolar.
Okay.
Uh,
Mhm.
Okay.
And so they said you just need to get somebody who understands how this cycle works, and you feel comfortable asking them for clarification and reassurance. And then it can be a really lovely thing. So she's saying, or they, I don't
I'm
know.
having blistering hot sex.
Yes, and
True.
then
I love how that's the part of this long diagnosis that stood out to you.
Well, I
it's a
am.
cycle.
Wait, you're calling me hot?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a cycle.
That's what
No,
it comes back to.
I do have a very easy time.
Yeah, you're easy.
Shut the fuck up. Cutting people off. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Like I'm not a
Yeah.
psychopath, but I think that I recover very quickly from it, partially because of like childhood stuff. But I don't think that is a diagnosis. I think that's just more of like expecting something to hurt you and then being emotionally prepared for
Mhm.
it. Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, next comment.
This one says, I actually like his body type, LOL, not on him, but in general.
That's about James Charles. And it's like, girl, get the away
You know
from me.
what? Our normies come in all shapes and sizes.
And as long as they give us money, I guess we'll accept you.
You
But some
guys- You're
doesn't need to be
into-
shared with the class.
I mean, listen, we munch butts, so like whatever you're into, you're into.
Speak for yourself here. Anyone who's into the James Charles body type,
I mean,
I guess there's
It-
it's not illegal.
yeah, whatever.
I mean, you're probably not
do
his
your
type.
thing.
You're probably too old for him.
do your thing. Have blistering hot
Allegedly.
sex.
Okay, anything else? Or are we good to go?
That's it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Normal Gays. Do become a member, and we might read your comment on air if you leave us a question or some feedback for Clarkson, but not for me. And also spam us on Spotify. Go rate our show on Spotify, and we'll be back with more real soon.